So after investing in real estate for a number of years, there have been a lot of big lessons I've had to learn. There have been a lot of big wins, but I've also had my fair share of losses and painful mistakes. And it hasn't all been smooth sailing, but it has been worth it. Well, I believe that learning as you go can be effective. I'd love to share some of my shortcuts with you to help you propel forward towards your goals and help you avoid some of the most common real estate investing headaches that I made. So let's get into the 10 real estate investing rules that you should know. Hey everyone, I'm Clayton Morris. Welcome into the channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. We talk about real estate investing in real assets here on the channel, and we try to navigate all of the propaganda and the lies that the government foists on us on a regular basis. So welcome in. Thank you guys so much for being here. So let's get into these. Number one, the numbers don't lie. Ever. Very few things in life are black and white, but this is one of them. Before you buy a rental property, you need to run your numbers and then run them again. Don't do it with emotion. You might be attached to a property. You might really love the area. You might have some sort of emotional connection to it, but it's important to keep your emotions out of this equation and instead rely on formulas to make your decisions. Don't invest in a house or market because it's charming or because you have some sort of emotional connection to it, like it was near your high school, you have some history. Don't do that. People do that all the time. And especially never buy a house over the appraised value. There are companies out there that will sell you an investment property higher than the appraised value. Why? And why would you ever buy that? Be smart about this and always let the numbers guide you. Number two, where you choose to invest matters. The saying location, location, location exists for a reason. I knew this, but there have been times when I've actually ignored this truth and I've paid the price. You can't invest in any market and expect to have a good experience or high returns. If you don't invest in good markets, you're setting yourself up to have more vacancies, higher crime, issues with tenant-friendly laws, more headaches than you can possibly imagine. There are very specific components that make a rental market profitable and sustainable. If you want to learn more about this, check out this video that I've linked up for you right here on the screen. It's called How to Choose a Rental Market to Buy Rental Properties. Number three, you cannot do it alone. One of the biggest things that I've learned is that I'm not an expert in many areas. I'd be willing to bet you aren't either. We all have our unique strengths, and it's important to focus on those qualities. I'm not a tax pro, and I don't want to be. I'm not a lawyer, and I certainly don't want to be. And I'm not a contractor or a property manager. All of those things I don't want to be. So if you want to see success, you've got to lean on experts who can guide you in the right direction. You know, those individuals who spent tens of thousands of hours becoming a professional in that area of expertise, whether it's law or contracting, etc. I'm not a roofer, and there are amazing roofers out there. So you need to outsource. You need to outsource, which allows you to focus on what really matters to you, and it actually helps you save a lot of time and money in the process. Number four, expect some bumps in the road. Here are a few issues you can expect if you invest in real estate. Vacancies, tenant turnovers, repairs, property management struggles. These are all totally normal. If you're going to feel like the sky is falling every time something comes up, it's time to, maybe tamp down your expectations. Pretend that you own an ice cream shop. Do you think at some point you might have a freezer that breaks or an angry customer didn't get the ice cream that they ordered? Definitely. Every business has its ups and downs, and real estate investing is no exception at all. You will have a vacancy at some point. You will have a repair at some point. Get over it. Get used to it. And just build it into your formula. And if you have that expectation going into it, it's not a big deal. I always like to think when people are starting out, they get so focused on that one rental property, and they're like, oh my God, if something goes wrong with this one rental property. I have investor friends that have hundreds of rental properties, thousands. One of my mentor has over 2,000 rental properties. How many times a day or week do you think he's dealing with some sort of a fix or repair? That's because he probably has a team dealing with all of it, and he doesn't sweat the small stuff. So think like a bigger real estate investor. Think like you have 50 properties. Pretend like you have 100 properties. And then you won't be so worried about that towel rack that breaks in your one rental property. Don't sweat the small stuff. Number five, trying to time the market only accomplishes one thing. Can you guess what it is? It only delays your progress. Time passes by very quickly. The longer you wait to start moving towards your goals, the longer it's going to take you to accomplish those goals. If real estate investing is something you really want to do, there's no better time than now. Listen, one of the keys to success in any area is controlling the controllables. Market conditions are not something that you can influence, so focus on what you can control, like how fast you can grow your net worth, bring in additional cash flow, and add streams of income for your family. Are you going to base your personal goals on outcomes or what's happening on Wall Street or the government? That's a huge mistake. Number 6, you must measure your success by doing your own scoring system, okay? Have your own scoring system, just like you might have your own to-do list system, okay? Don't compare yourself to anyone else, whether that's local investors or guys on Instagram who flaunt their flashy cars like their Lamborghinis and stuff like that. Don't pay attention to those clowns. Don't pay attention to them at all. It's important that you can be motivated by that. Be like, yeah, maybe I'd like to have a flashy car like that. Great. Be motivated by it, but don't compare yourself to it. It's so important that you create goals that are customized for you and your family, which is exactly what I teach in my Freedom Cheat Sheet. If you haven't yet downloaded my free PDF, I encourage you to do so right now. Just go to morrisinvest.com/freedom. Okay, it's a free cheat sheet. It's called the Freedom Number Cheat Sheet. It allows you to create an endpoint that's based on your personal expenses, your goals, and your aspirations, not some clown on Instagram with a Lamborghini. There's no point in setting arbitrary goals or chasing success without an endpoint in mind. Maybe you only need a few thousand extra dollars every month, or maybe your goal is to retire early. Whatever it is, stay connected to that goal. Measure your success with your own ruler, not someone else's ruler, okay? We'll get back to that video in a minute, but first, I need to tell you about a golden opportunity for investors that's happening right now. Mortgage rates have plummeted in anticipation of the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates at their upcoming meeting in September. Now, it's good news for buyers, and it has presented a unique overlap in the investing world right now. Remember, when mortgage rates spiked last year, well, a lot of sellers started offering incentives to help investors achieve positive cash flow. For example, my company, Morris Invest, and our team over at Sedera Wealth started offering clients a rate buy-down credit. Now, a rate buy-down drastically reduces your mortgage payment. If you've ever run the numbers on an investment property, you know that's a big deal. Now, here's where the golden opportunity comes in. When mortgage rates change, it can take a while for other things like seller incentives to start catching up. So even though you can get a mortgage rate in the low 6s right now, and that could be even lower by the time you're seeing this video, right now you can also lock in a rate buy-down credit on top of that. And this is huge, people, huge. With the two combined, our team's finance expert said he's seeing our clients locking in rates he hasn't seen in years. But here's the catch. The window of opportunity here is very narrow. This overlap will close very soon. So those seller incentives are going to fall off very, very soon. There are 2 more reasons to move quickly on this. 1, prices are rising week over week. And now that rates are going down, they're going to spike even more dramatically, which will be made worse by 2, increasing competition. Potential buyers have been sitting on the sidelines just waiting for rates to drop. And now that they have, they're going to flood the market, reproduce bidding wars, pushing prices even higher. If you need a refresher on the advantages of owning real estate, like how it delivers 4 streams of income through number 1, appreciation and equity gains, number 2, principal reduction by your tenants, number 3, tax benefits and depreciation, and number 4, cash flow, I'll link another video in the description so you can check that out. But if you've done your research and you already understand why build-to-rent properties in high-growth rental markets are a great path to financial freedom, then take action right now. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity to fast-track your investing strategy. Cash in on this narrow overlap of lower rates and seller incentives while it's here. Click the link below and schedule a free call right now. It could be the most important call you make this year. Number 7, slow and steady wins the race. This is a critical lesson you need to understand from the very beginning. You're not going to change your life overnight. Even if you're diligent and driven, it's probably going to take you a few years to reach your freedom number. And this is why it's so important to be focused on that long-term goal in the freedom number. You have to stay fixated on that number. Let it drive you forward, even when your progress is slow. Print out that freedom number, put it on your computer screen, put it on your refrigerator. Just keep it omnipresent and let it drive you. Number 8, passive income isn't passive. Now, when you buy performing assets like real estate, you're not totally off the hook from any responsibilities. First of all, You've got to put in the work to educate yourself, find properties, pursue funding options. And no matter how much you outsource in your business, there are still certain responsibilities that only you can fulfill. There's maintenance, there's nurturing involved, and ultimately, it's your responsibility to pay attention to those things. If you're curious about what exactly this entails, I'd like you to check out this video, 10 Ways to Manage Your Real Estate Portfolio. In that video, I walk you through the specific roles and responsibilities that you must take action on. All right, number 9, mindset is the number one predictor of your success. Mindset is what truly separates those who succeed from those who give up. This includes identifying and overcoming your limiting beliefs, strategizing on how to deal with your fear and negativity, tapping into a growth mindset. There's no way to get around this. If you don't master your mindset, you will not succeed. Period. Number 10, because of the 4 streams of income that real estate investing provides, it's the number one way to build wealth. Real estate provides you with natural appreciation, tax savings, principal reduction, and cash flow. When you understand this important principle, you can effectively grow your wealth and stay motivated. I hope you enjoyed learning about the 10 truths about real estate investing that you need to know to succeed. For more content on how to build financial freedom through rental properties, check out this next video right here, Unleashing the Power of Real Estate Investing. And we'll see you next time.